So it looks like we finally got some progress with regard to this government shutdown on day 41, which is the longest shutdown we've ever had. I sent out a video earlier on discussing the implications of the data vacuum that we found ourselves in without the inflation data, without the labour market data, and the market is starting to get frustrated and nervous about that, which was part of the reason why we saw an additional bit of sell-off on Friday. Before there was an indication that this was going to happen, and then it was obviously walked back, and here we are now. So no doubt we'll get a relief rally in the futures tonight, and there'll probably be a relief rally tomorrow if this goes ahead and this is a real thing. It doesn't change too much. I would imagine the pressure has been mounting significantly in Washington and from Wall Street, from inside the White House, to get something done, because of course this is now impacting sentiment and it making the Federal Reserve's job even more difficult if they've got no data to go by. So we need that data to get out. We need this government to start functioning again. It's just one of the variables out there right now, and usually government shutdowns don't matter too much, but this one has gone on so long, and the lack of data is now, if you throw that into the basket along with the valuations and the off the charts capex that's being spent, and the question marks over when the profitability is going to kick in, and the exuberance and bubbles going on elsewhere in the market, and it's a lot to digest for the market right now. As I said, no doubt the way this game works is that we'll see a futures rally tonight and probably a kick on tomorrow, a bit of a relief rally if this deal is actually in place. And then the question mark, then we probably chop around a bit and wait for Nvidia, which is our next big a bit of information and a bit of guidance with regard to where we are in this AI space. But to be honest with you, Nvidia is not going to make a hell of a lot of difference once all is said and done, because we all know it's going to be good, and we all know the capex that they're going to spend is great. And we all know the numbers is going to be big, so it's going to be big numbers from them regardless. The bar is very high. I could imagine a Palantir-like scenario for them as well. You know, they're going in hot. They're going in overbought, they're going in exuberant, they're going in with very, very high expectations. So I would not be surprised if they beat, but then of course, what? I would imagine we see a rally that fades, or just a direct fade, depending on where we go into that print. But once we've got through that, then we've got to focus somewhat back on the data, right? Because we've forgotten about the macro for weeks and weeks and weeks now, and we can't forget about it. We need to know what the labor market's doing. We need to know what inflation's doing, and that is going to come back into the fore right now, because so much good news and future hope for AI has been priced in, but now it's time for some fundamentals to take front and center. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting end to the year. But in terms of tomorrow and the next day, we most likely have a bit of a relief rally. So it's nice to see the government seemingly reopening, because that's going to be that's caused pain on Main Street, and it's causing pain now on Wall Street. So it'll be a nice relief, and somewhat of an embarrassing scenario that's coming to an end. All the best.